Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday. But I have to confess, today is my Friday, so I'm extra excited about it being Wednesday. I am starting vacation tomorrow and will be spending the next 10 days with my 5-year-old grandson who is coming to visit from California for spring break. And guys, I figure I'm going to need a vacation after that many days with a little one. Now, thankfully, my granddaughter will be here this weekend and will help a little bit. And guys, it makes this mama's heart happy to see the special bond between my grandkids. I mean, especially since Monkey Butt's 12 and Axton Jackson is 5. I think it is so special. In fact, all they care about is having each other. And I'm just like chopped liver when they're together. But hey, no complaints. If you're new here, I am Terry True Crime, and welcome to Midday Missing, where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. Midday Missing is part of TCWT Media, and we are dedicated to raising awareness for missing person cases every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central. Also, True Crime and Wine Time now airs every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, and we offer a weekly deep dive into shocking true crime cases, perfectly paired with wine, cocktails, and a little bit of sass. Now, this week, we will cover the case of the day the music died, the Marvin Gaye case. Guys, if you don't know the Marvin Gaye story, you need to join us. If you do know it, you still need to come join us, okay? Now, also, for very limited time, we are doing a live series on Sunday as we delve into the confusion and insane story of the Zizian cult. So, we're exploring their radical beliefs and a disturbing trail of violence. And, guys, this week we start getting into the shocking body count. So, you want to tune in on Sunday at 8 p.m. Central. And guess what, guys? True Crime and Wine Time is going on the road for 2025. Me and JT will be live in person on May 3rd in Austin, Texas, and in Marion, Ohio on July 19th. Now, in addition to doing deep dives into 2 local cases, I will be doing a local midday missing case at each location. Now, you can get your tickets now at the link in the chat or on our Facebook page. But guess what, guys? If you're one of our paid YouTube channel members, you will be able to see the in person live streams on our members only channel. Okay. So you get to kind of be there with us. Okay. And these are falling out of my ear today. I don't know. Maybe it's me. So today, guys, we have 2 cases that are very heartbreaking. I mean, all of the cases are heartbreaking, but a couple of these cases really make my head spin. So, the first missing person case is a very perplexing case, and it is a case that continues to leave both investigators, the family, and the public with far more questions than answers. Brian Randall Shaffer was a 27-year-old medical student at the Ohio State University College of Medicine. He was described by friends and family as friendly, intelligent, and charismatic. Now, Brian had a passion for music, especially Pearl Jam, and he dreamed of one day of starting a band and living on an island. Me too. Me too. Now, on the evening of Friday, March 31st, 2006, Brian first met up with his dad for dinner. Then he went on to meet up with his friend, Clint Florence, to celebrate the beginning of spring break. Now, they started the night at the Ugly Tuna Saloona. Okay, guys, the Ugly Tuna, that just cracked me up. Okay. And it is a bar located in the South Campus Gateway near OSU's campus in Columbus, Ohio. Now, around 11 p.m. that night, Brian called his girlfriend. They had a brief conversation, and then he went back to rejoin his friends. Now, the 2 later bar hopped through the Arena District, meeting up with another friend, Meredith Reed, who, at the end of the night, gave them a ride back to the ugly tuna around 1:15. Oh, Lady in Gray, I agree. That actually sounds like a fun place. I just laughed at tuna because I don't like tuna, so it kinda made me laugh. Now, surveillance footage captured Brian entering the bar around that time, okay? Now, around 1:55, the camera caught him briefly speaking with two young women outside the entrance on the second floor landing. Now, he appeared to say goodbye before walking back towards the bar's main entrance. And then, guys, nothing, okay? When the bar closed that night, Brian's friends attempted to locate him inside the bar and they tried calling him, but they were unsuccessful. Now, they assumed he had left the bar and went home, so they headed to their homes. I mean, guys, he had been studying for finals. He had just had his white coat ceremony. They figured he was tired and he was getting ready to be going on a trip, probably had some drinks. He went home. Now, Brian Shaffer was never seen again, not by friends, not by staff, and not by security footage. Now, the next day, Brian's girlfriend tried calling him several times, but she was unable to reach him. She figured, like I would have, that he was catching up on his sleep when she couldn't reach him. Okay. But then the next day, when she still couldn't reach Brian, she reached out to Brian's father, who immediately went to check his apartment. Everything looked normal. He didn't see anything suspicious. Now, the very next day, Brian failed to show up at the airport for his flight with his girlfriend. Now, a police report was filed, and Brian Shaffer was officially listed as a missing person. Although multiple surveillance cameras covered the bar's main public entrance, and Brian was clearly seen entering, there is no footage showing him leaving. Now, this has led to widespread but inaccurate myth that the ugly tuna saloon had only one way out. Okay. In reality, there was a secondary exit used by staff for deliveries and trash removal, which opened up into a poorly lit construction area. And guys, this path wasn't monitored by cameras, and they said it was cluttered with debris, posing serious hazards. Okay. They said somebody who had been drinking and didn't know the area, they kind of said they found it hard to believe that somebody would make it out through that area. Now, the first thing I want to say about that to the ugly tuna saluna, if you're still open, clean up that area because if a fire had started in your bar, people need all entrances and exits to be able to get out safely. Okay? That's just me. Just thought I'd give you a little tip. Now, police thoroughly searched the area, even using cadaver dogs. Guys, they found no trace of Brian. Now, they used cadaver dogs. I am assuming these dogs could also do Brian's scent. Didn't necessarily mean he needed to be deceased. Okay. Now, Brian's cell phone, bank account, and credit cards were never used again. But guys, in a very strange twist, his phone rang multiple times in the months following his disappearance. One call in September 2006 even pinged a cell tower in Hilliard, Ohio, which is a suburb about 14 miles from Columbus. However, the phone company attributed this to a possible technical glitch or phantom ring. Okay, guys, we have to just stop. I have questions about this because how can there be a technical glitch or phantom ring? I have always thought that cell phone data was 100% accurate. You see it used in court all the time, like it is the holy grail. It's like DNA, it doesn't lie. So I want to know, are we now hearing that it may not be as solid as we think? So if somebody knows the answer to this, I want you to please DM me on any social media, send me an email, drop it here because I'm I'm really concerned, okay? Now, Lady in Gray says not in Canton, Michigan. Okay, why? How can a phone ring on its own? How can that happen? Does the system just say, "Oh, let me pick a number and call it"? I need more details, okay? Lady in Gray, send me a DM. I need to know, okay? Now, a search began immediately with family, friends, and law enforcement. They searched around the bar. They also checked hospitals, homeless shelters, and the shores of the nearby river. Now, Brian's family was devastated already. His mother, Renee, had died of cancer just 3 weeks earlier, a loss that hit him hard. Guys, that is heartbreaking, but I have to believe with him studying to become a doctor, that fueled his passion even more to become a doctor and to help people. Now, his father, Randy Shaffer, was a tireless advocate for Brian, posting flyers, speaking with the media, and never giving up the search. Tragically, Randy passed away in 2008 when a tree fell on him during a storm. Now, this next part gives me goosebumps. At his memorial service, someone anonymously posted a message online saying, "Dad, I love you. Love, Brian." Now, investigators were unable to confirm the source of this, but guys, that gives me goosebumps. Now, Brian's girlfriend at the time, Alexis Wagner, had been expecting a proposal. So they were going to be getting proposed, really soon. Now, they were supposed to go on a trip to Miami on April 3rd. That was just days after his disappearance. And like I said, she repeatedly had called his phone. And at one point, it even rang, but there was no answer. Now, her heartbreak was matched by the frustration of law enforcement, who found no evidence of foul play, no suspects, and no signs that Brian intentionally vanished. Guys, people cannot just disappear off the face of the earth without somebody seeing them unless they're out in a remote part of the country. In a bar with a bunch of people and friends, somebody saw something. Now, Brian's brother, Derek, took up the search for his brother after his dad passed. Um, the friend that Brian was out with that night, Clint Florence, hired an attorney and refused to take a polygraph test. Now, Derek told MEL magazine that he didn't know Clinton very well, but that he always thought something was off with him. And he went on to say, the way he talked about my brother after he went missing, kind of in a negative way, I wouldn't expect that from someone whose friend vanished. Derek then said, if Clinton knew something, I hope he would have shared it. I deserve to know. Derek, I agree with you 1000%. Clint, if you know something, we're not saying you did anything, but if you know something, please tell Derek. If you're not comfortable telling Derek, tell someone, okay? Florence has never been named a suspect. But guys, his reluctance to participate further in the investigation raises eyebrows. Guys, it raises eyebrows with me. Okay? Like I said, I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but why wouldn't you help? Okay? Meredith Reed, who was also with them, did take a polygraph test and passed and has been very cooperative. Now, in the years since, countless theories have circulated. That Brian suffered a head injury and wandered away, that he was a victim of foul play inside the bar, that he staged his own disappearance, even that he may have left through a hidden or staff only exit and started a new life elsewhere. but nothing has ever been proven. The family does not think he left on his own. They do not think he went off to start a new life because, guys, let's be realistic. Would he really put his dad and his siblings through that after they just lost their mother several weeks before? Come on. This guy wanted to be a doctor. Doctors have compassion and empathy. They would not intentionally put a family member through this. Okay. Now, as of today, Brian Shaffer has been missing for over 18 years. Okay. I think it's 19 years now, thinking of the date. He was 6 feet 2. He was weighed about 160 to 165 pounds at this time. He has hazel eyes and brown hair. He has a very distinctive pearl gem stick figure tattoo on his upper right arm and a small freckle or dot on the iris of his left eye. Guys, he is a good looking guy, and his tattoo is kind of adorable. Okay. Now, he was last seen wearing jeans, a short sleeve green polo shirt with white stripes, and Adidas sneakers. If you have any information, guys, I don't care if you think it's a rumor, if you think, oh, somebody else will call in, just do it, okay? If you know anything about Brian Schaefer, please contact the Columbus Division of Police at 614 645 4545 or your local FBI office. You can submit a tip anonymously at fbi.gov/tips. I mean, I am with you, Sammy Sunshine, when you say that. I mean, after all that schooling, I mean, he wouldn't just throw it away. I mean, and he lost his mom. There's just too many things. Guys, Brian's family wants and deserves to know what happened to Brian. So do the right thing. If you know something, speak up. Okay. This next case is just as heartbreaking and just is scary to me. And it looks like we actually have somebody here from the Help Find Andy Chapman Facebook page. Thank you for joining us. We here at Midday Missing hope that by sharing Andy's story that someone will come forward and say something, okay? It has been over 18 years since Andrew, he went by Andy Chapman, vanished from Columbus, Ohio. His family is still searching for answers. Now, Andy was last seen on December 8th, 2006, at his home on Whitethorn Avenue in the Hilltop neighborhood. Guys, he was 32 years old. He was a loving father, son, brother, and friend. Okay. He had a steady job with the city of Columbus, and he currently, was living with two roommates at this time. Guys, unfortunate for Andy, his life took a very hard turn after a car accident in 2004. Andy was prescribed opioids, and that prescription led to addiction, financial struggles, and ultimately the end of his marriage in 2005. Guys, I wanted to say right now, if anybody wants to shame anyone because they got addicted to opioids after a surgery, an accident, I wanna tell you to go watch the Netflix show. I think it's called Pill Pusher or something. I'll find it and put it on social media. The pharmacies and pharmaceutical company and doctors, they intentionally overprescribed opioids. Guys, it led to thousands of people becoming addicted. So if you wanna shame someone about that, this is not the platform for you. You need to go away, okay? You just need to take a ride. And if you wanna say he doesn't deserve to be found because he was suffering with addiction, go away. This isn't the place for you, okay? He tried to get help. He went through several rehab programs, but relapsed, okay? Now, he was later stopped for a traffic violation, and he was charged with drug possession, and he failed to show up for court, which led to a warrant for his arrest. Now, just before he disappeared, There was conflicting information. I saw 25,000, but most articles said he withdrew about 37,000 from his retirement account and bought a vehicle. Now, guys, it was later discovered that one of the family members of his roommates that he was living with at the time transferred the title to their name without the family member being aware involved. Guys, I find this very suspicious. I know I'm a suspicious person, okay? Maybe it's just me, but this is a red flag. That vehicle should have been given to his family. Why and where do you think you have the right to just take it? That is suspicious to me. Okay. Now, since that day, there has been no activity on his bank account. Now, on the day he disappeared, Andy had made an urgent phone call to his mother, expressing a need to see her immediately. Unfortunately, she was sick, she was under the weather, and she couldn't visit for a few days. But, guys, when she went to Andy's apartment, she found it had been completely cleaned out by Andy and his roommates. What? Seriously? That's not suspicious, people? It That's suspicious. Now, Andy had vanished. There was no additional calls and no sightings. His loved ones believe firmly foul play may be involved. Guys, this next part, I'm going to try really hard not to freak out or cry. The family discovered after years of searching for Andy that the police had him listed as a fleeing felon because he failed to show up in court rather than a missing person. Why? Why can't he be listed as both? We all know after doing Midday Missing for 2 years now that even if he wanted to leave on his own and get away for a couple of days, that something nefarious could have happened. And guys, it sounds like it did. Why would you discount this person and say they're a fleeing felon instead of a missing person? They can be both. Both. Okay. Now, Governor Mike DeWine said he will seek legislative changes regarding missing person cases. Guys, I hope this happens and I hope it helps other families because that is discounting someone's brother, child, father by saying they're just a fleeing felon. Okay? He didn't murder anyone. He wasn't in trouble for abusing kids. He was a person who struggled with an addiction that wealthy pharmaceutical companies caused. Okay? Trying to hold it back, guys. Now, in 2023, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation released an age progressed image of Andy. Okay, that's it on the screen. And in 2025, two billboards went up to help spread the word and encourage new tips. So, guys, just this January, when those billboards went up, his family gathered to commemorate those billboards. His sister Amy said, "We love and miss you, Andy. We're waiting for you with open arms." The family hopes that one of the public who drives by and sees this billboard will call and report anything they know. Like I said earlier, Guy, rumors, even if you don't know they're true, in rumors, there's sometimes a shred of evidence. It could be that little piece of information that makes it all click. So the family hopes that one of I mean, I already said that, but they want someone to come forward, okay? Andy's mom said, "This is the year. I feel it in my bones. It's our last hope, and it's a godsend when talking about the billboards." Guys, let's make her dreams come true. And when I say her dreams, it's a wish. I'm going to call it a dream that you know what happened to your son. Let's end her pain of going to bed every night wondering where her son is. Is he hurt? Is he safe? Is he hungry? Let's call in anything you know. His case is still open. still unsolved. If you have any information, contact Columbus Police at 614 645 4545. Guys, his family has waited nearly 2 decades. Let's not wait any longer. Share his story because someone out there knows something. Okay. On our Midday Missing page, Facebook page, we will have the missing posts and flyers. Please share them. Let's flood social media, okay, with Adam and Brian's pictures. Let's get the word out. Now, my tip today, I need to start first by saying I'm not shaming anyone, okay? I do not understand, but don't shame anyone, okay? I do not understand why people go running if no one is chasing them, okay? I don't get it, but I have several friends that like to run. No judgment, okay? No judgment. But jogging is great for your health, but stay safe should always be a priority. One of the reasons I decided to give this tip is because I keep seeing articles where women and men are attacked while out jogging. Okay. Some of them have gone missing. Some of them have been brutally beaten. Some have been sexually assaulted. So please stay aware. Keep your music volume or your podcast low. Use one earbud. Okay. Don't put in both. You need to be able to hear if someone's coming up behind you. Okay. Vary your route. If you jog the same place every day or every couple of days, don't run down the same path. You don't want to be predictable. Okay. Also, if you're running on a street, run against traffic. Guys, double H, when we're driving out of our neighborhood and we see people jogging or walking on the wrong side of the road, he yells at them in the car. He doesn't roll down the windows. Okay. It helps you see approaching vehicles so you can react if needed. Also keeps you from getting hit from behind. Okay. Carry protection, whether it's pepper spray, a personal alarm, or a safety whistle. Always have a way to defend yourself. Okay. Share your plans. Let someone know your route, what time you're going to be home. Even if you live alone, text your friend, hey, I'm going to go running. This is where I'm planning on running. I should be back about this time. Share your location with that friend. If you don't have a close friend you're comfortable with, message me. I'll give you my cell phone number and you can text me. And I promise you, I won't shame you for jogging. Okay. Guys, I say this all the time. Trust your gut. If something feels off, excuse me, trust your gut. Okay. Now, I want to thank you all for joining me today on this hump day. Next week, everyone at TCWT Media will be on spring break. It's not just me. I'm just starting it a little early. So we will not have Midday Missing or True Crime and Wine Time episode next Thursday night. However, we will still be on this Thursday. Producer Tara is going to sit in for me to talk about Marvin Gaye. And then Tara, Chapman, and JT will still be on Sunday night for the Zizian special. Okay. So we're going to take some time off next week. Now, don't forget, guys, you can join our Facebook group. That is where our Midday Missing, we share missing person posters as well as share other posters. Guys, I want to tell you, we confirm those posters. I just had someone who has a missing child that I've gotten close to who shared something, a missing person flyer on their social media. So I went and checked it out. It was a scam guy. They had used pictures of a young lady who had been found a year ago and put a different name on it. So we take the time here at TCWT Media to go and make sure they're valid. Okay. Our Midday Missing page is not where we're going to share fun stuff. You want fun stuff? You need to go follow us on our True Crime and Wine Time social media pages or me at Terry True Crime. Guys, especially over the next 10 days, I'm sure I'll be sharing quite a lot of stuff because with having the littles, No telling what I'm going to be getting into. Okay. Now, you can catch all of our shows on YouTube and Facebook. You can also listen in podcast form on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Guys, we're trying to rebuild up our podcast platform because we kind of got away from it and was focusing more on YouTube. If you listen to podcasts, could you go over, follow True Crime and Wine Time, and then go and rate us? That helps some kind of algorithm gods that I do not understand. I understand wine gods. I don't understand the whole algorithm gods. So go do that. Also, if you know of or have a loved one missing and are interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode, please DM us on our Facebook page or email us at terry@tcwtmedia.com. Now, if you're a family member and you want to come on and do a live interview, we would love to have you on. We are a very safe, all inclusive platform. And guys, as always, when I first started saying 6 years ago that I want you to stay safe, watch out for crime, and all of this stuff, I didn't know that crime statistics were going to continue going up. So I want y'all to realize it's not just a simple thing. I really want all of you to stay safe, stay aware of your surroundings, because, guys, I do not want to have to cover one of our followers on Midday Missing or on TCW. Okay. Guys, let's help these families bring their loved ones home. Let's put an end to their nightmare. Hey guys, I will see you back, I think on Monday the 14th. So stay safe, everyone, until then, and have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.